Hey, thanks for joining me. I wanted to take a minute to jump on here and just reflect on a few things. I've talked some this week about the victories and celebrating the good things, and there's so much to be said in that, and just not just in that, but taking the time to notice when things go right, when something feels good, when you are comfortable, when you know your lunch is really good, or you're really enjoying that cup of cocoa, or just taking a moment to be present and to really appreciate what that is. Even now I'm sitting and I'm watching the sunset, and there was a time that I would have found 1,000 things wrong. I live in a place where there's traffic and there are houses, and I would love to have a better view. Doesn't make it any less beautiful. Doesn't devalue it in any way unless I allow it to. And so, how do I bring that thinking into the day to day? How do I notice myself not appreciating things because they're not exactly the way I'd like them to be? That doesn't mean dismiss the fact that they're not exactly the way that I want them to be, or to even focus on the things that I might be able to do to get them closer to how I'd want them to be. But can I appreciate how they are now, and how maybe at one time those things didn't exist? Those small comforts, or my ability to cope with discomfort, my ability to react to something that triggers a trauma or brings me out of feeling safe. What is it that I can do right now to appreciate how far I've come? And how can I use that appreciation to continue to build on an experience that's more of what I want? I've spent so much time focused on what I don't want, what makes me uncomfortable, how things have to be in order for me to be happy. What if instead I decide to be happy with what I have, knowing that through that appreciation, I can actually have more of what I want? And that can be one of those slippery slopes, and we can just try to settle until, and I've done that for many, many years. There's a very subtle difference here where there's an acceptance of where I am versus a need to move away from it. I can sit here and appreciate the sunset in spite of the traffic going by, knowing that it's still beautiful, but also hoping that someday I will live in a place there isn't any traffic accompanying my sunset. There's a softness to that. There's not a resistance. There's a, this is where I am, and this is where I hope to go from here, rather than I'm not where I want to be, and I can't appreciate it until I get there. You have to sit with it. You have to be present with it. It's very easy to take on the wrong thinking, to look at it from the wrong perspective. It's why it's so important to slow down. What are you really investing your energy in? And is that working for you? Reflection this year has been my best friend, and I encourage you to reflect. How are you feeling? Why? What do you feel about the way you're feeling? What emotions are coming up? Be gentle with it. There's no right or wrong answers. What you find may really surprise you. And if you're able to sit with it It can really change you. I send you all the blessings of love and light. Be present with yourself. Be the love that you deserve. Namaste.